cocked up at the start. I forgot to put the volume on for the intro music. So sorry about that, but good evening, welcome. I haven't done a video like this for a while. An assembly video, right. So, you know me, like I already have with the intro, kind of cocked up there. Now, you'll have to excuse the place. It is rather hard to do something like this because the frames are black and all my furniture is black. So I've kind of made this false wall behind me that I hope it's going to do. Luckily I found a white film thing. I think it came with my lighting set, which really needs to be over there, but I've got no way to plug it in or no space for the stands. So, sorry. So, the 2024 Hs3 Pro HE-M, which is going to be powered by DOF Reality P2 motor units and controllers, but in my frame. So essentially DOF Reality P2 just in a different frame. Now this has been rather hard to do because I really wanted to have it where everything would be contained inside the fairing. If I quickly switch to, right, let's hope I've got my camera set up. Oh, come on. Right, this little mouse thing. Right, so front one is that. So right now you can see I've got the motors and the control unit there. Control unit's going to be flipped 90 degrees in the final systems. I just haven't had a chance to do it on my one yet as I'm doing a load of tests. But that's with the P2 motors and control box. And that's all I've got. The rest of it is entirely from me. So it's in collaboration with Igor because he's been absolutely fantastic. Really cannot say anything but yes, what an amazing company. So what I'm going to do today, because this unit is the first one that's been powder coated, so I've got my prototype you just saw, and now I've got to build a Yamaha R1. Well, I've already built it, but I just got it powder coated yesterday. So back from powder coaters, a few things I needed to sort out. Most of the holes were perfect. Only a few needed to be cleared. Threads I already had sorted out anyhow because I pre-bolt them and make sure that I can easily take them out once it's been through the powder coating system, which is like a 2-hour process, but it's quite fascinating to actually see. So, right, let's get on to actually build it now. What I'm going to try and do is, I've got 3 cams, and when I'm going to try and get it so I can really show you exactly what I'm doing. It is a pretty simple process, really shouldn't be a problem. One thing I forgot is I actually want, where are we? I want some background music for me, so I'll put that on, and yeah, should be okay. You shouldn't be able to hear it. I can only just hear it. But I want something in the background for me. Don't want to really listen to me waffling on. Feel sorry for you guys having to. So we're going to start with, I think I've made it as simple as it can be and keep it strength. So that has been a real problem. Now I'm going to have to walk around and I need to get rid of this stool, so you're going to have to excuse me, but that's the way it's really kind of got to be because the stool's going to be in the way. Now it's not about my pretty face, So let's get this out of the way. Right, so that's out of the way. You have to excuse my baggies. I have a baggy bum here. Right, so real simple. You've got two cross legs, and basically these two holes in the middle, one either end. Then I've got my feet. Now each foot, come over, each foot is a swivel and adjustable, and each one can take 150 pounds. So with the weight spread between all four, that means the overall weight it can actually take is 600 pounds in weight. Now, as simple as the system is, there's absolutely zero flex in it. Now, I'm using standard nuts right now, and that is purely for ease of demonstration, so that I can show you guys how simple it is to actually do. That's the 19 that I didn't get me. Right, one cock up. I forgot the 19mm spanner. I actually only need 4 spanners and 4 Allen keys to build the whole system. So, lock that down. Whack my handlebars. Grab another foot. Put it on the right way. I've got a towel over here so that I don't put them directly on the floor, scratch anything. This does belong to someone else. So that's that. So that's one. I've got 2 of those to make. So I put one down there. Get the second one. What was that? Oh, I put it on his feet. Just hello, don't worry about it. Right. Cock up number 2. Doesn't matter which side you put this, it's equal, so it's not a problem. So I like to not put things directly on the floor. Hey, it's a hardwood floor, so yeah, you can scratch the floor or scratch the ends, because these have got end covers on. You can see they've got a rubber end on them. Alright, come here. You have to excuse me, but I find it very hard when listening to Larkin Poe to not whistle or sing. Absolutely brilliant band. Same as ABBA, it's like 2 husband and wife groups, so just 4 people. Brilliant. So I'm not worried about this. I'm not actually going to be riding it as such. So now I grab a leg. So those are cross legs, and this is the actual leg itself. They'll stand like that. So if I try and show it against the white, that's a leg. It'll be like that. So now I need to get two 10mm bolts. What I'm going to do is, just to ensure, I'll actually say it. So these are 10 by 50mm. Is it 50 or 55? Yeah, 50. So 10 by 50. Is it 10 by 50s on this? Yeah. Right. Take that. Like I say, I'm just using standard nuts right now instead of nylox, but everything will have nylox on it, and it's just for ease and quickness of assembly right now. But basically, the way I do it, I try and do this so you can see. I put my bar down, take this, put both the 10mm so they're just hanging through, grab my washers and my nuts, I'm trying to find the best way to do this. I'm wondering now if I change a cam, so excuse me, so I'm going to try and do it so that you guys will get a better view. Let's see. Take this bar, stand it up a bit, basically bring this up, place it on those, and you can, I've got it too near to the camera now, it's sitting on there. Basically I've got my finger and my thumb just holding the Allens into it. It just balances quite simply on its own. Tighten them down by finger. Grab my 17, I'm finished with the 19. I just snug them up. For this, that's all I need to do. So, that is now one leg done. I'm trying to turn that bloody cab off. So now we've got one leg done. I say you're going to have to excuse this with the cameras. I'm trying to show like close-ups and everything. If I had a cameraman, it would definitely help. Right, so that is one. Call that our front leg. Put that there. Grab the second one. And we'll do exactly the same. Grab a 50. Most of the 10 mils are actually 50 mil long. On my prototype it was different for this part because I actually had it twisted so it was different, so I thought, oh, it had to be a certain way to be strong, but I looked at it and it's a pain to actually drill. So I thought, right, what I can do is see test the metal and see how strong the metal really is. And surprisingly, it's absolutely perfect. There's not a problem at all. So, right, snug those up. I haven't seen this in with the black. I'm loving it. I have to use my slipper. Right. I'll keep that actually. So now we have 2 legs. So I need to pull my baggies up. I'm sorry, my joggers are like terrible. Don't get many people on cam doing that, do you? But hey, it's uncomfortable, needs to be done. Right, so 19mm no longer needed. Okay. I'm a bit OCD about my tools and stuff like that. I like to have them in order. Right, so next is the lower mainframe member. This is what everything sits on. So everything is reliant on this one single bar. Resting on those two. And as simple as it is, I did a lot of testing with metals. So many different designs and complicated ones as well, thinking that I had to have it more complicated to get the strength. And after going through bit by bit, I came up with this design. So put that on my slipper. Need 3 bolts. So again, these are M10s by 50mm. Everything is high tensile stainless steel, and yeah, I do like my stainless. Right, so now you take, right, let's actually move this back. And simply, I'm going to make sure the rear, these 2 mount holes here are for the universal joint. Got my leg mounts, motor mounts, leg mounts. Legs can be moved in 3 positions. For the Yamaha, I have it in the first 3. So it's got 6 holes altogether. And if I can show that, we've got 6 holes altogether. Try not to whack my Honda. So now I'm going to stick this in here. Make sure I've got it the right way round. Actually, you can do it the other way around. I normally do the Allens from one side. You actually do it this way because it's the prettier looking side. Right, those three in. So I really love the idea that, keep looking over there, but I love the idea of simplicity. And what a lot of people don't understand is, in fact, the hardest thing to do in designing is making it simple. You know, I mean, when I started off, my designs were so complex. My first steering system, 2010, it was literally like a clock, and that it was yeah, quite something. But yeah, so I'll snug these up properly once I've got it all together. I find it easier to just snug them up and then boom, tighten them all down. So we need to do that again. And 3 more of these. I know it's boring, it's an assembly video, but what can one do? And I don't like doing one where it's a case of you don't see the whole assembly, it gets fast forwarded and people do the time lapse and stuff. No, you need it explained. You need to actually understand, how is it going together, what do you have to look for. So for me, I far prefer, now which way did I have these? I think I had this in, yeah, because on the yam, no, I'll do it equal. I can't remember what I actually did, whether I had them equal. So my Honda, both are all the way in, because it's just different. I'm so happy that I didn't even clean those holes out after powder coating, and she does just fit here. So we're lucky. I've literally just got the space. I can get my desk back a bit, but not much. Right, a cigarette. So that is stage 1. I'll get the nuts on there. But that's your base. So if you take your P2 car system and think about it, that is the base before you put the bar for the seat, the motors, everything else. Exactly the same. And so far, that's 10 bolts and 4 feet. Not exactly rocket science, but it took a lot to get it there and have the strength and make it adjustable. So let's get these nuts on. I had to actually change all the wiring, because that's my computer desk and that's my computer over there. So although the keyboard, I mean, it's a whole ROG system, but although it's all wireless, I don't really like using wireless. I feel hard. Plus, I've got one camera plugged into that 10-port hub. I've got a powered 10-port hub, which has got 3 chips in it. So, yeah, it's a good one. And I use cams. I connect all my controllers when I'm doing testing, because that's also my assembly table. So yeah, bit different. Right, so these I'm just going to do a quick snug with each one. That's all I need to do. So I'm not going to power it up and ride it. But I am one that doesn't like things loose. You can see how quick it is to get there. And it's not like you can really make a mistake. I do kind of like to make things kind of fail-proof when it comes to someone putting it together and that. But I mean, this is so solid, I can't really balance on it. I'm no good at balancing, but there is zero, there's no lateral, there's no this way, there's no bending. It's 3mm wall, but it's high quality steel, and it's not going anywhere. So yeah, doing okay on that. Right, next up, the universal joint, my baby. So I need that and a 13. This is where I'm probably going to need to scoot it over. Right. So this is my top bar, and yeah, this is going to be a bit of a pain because it is so short here. I might have to move my table because I've got all these parts here. So I might move those. Yes, I'm going to move these parts while I still can. So I'm going to scoot this over and put these parts here. Now I'm going to use that cam to show more. That'll make it easier. Right. See, this is the thing when you're doing something like this. I need to be able to get everything. Right, stick these over here. Now I can scoot this over. Because you've seen the legs, you don't need to see the legs anymore. As long as we got it there. I know now, if I'm going to need this camera, I'll need to pitch it up. And this one's going to have to come over, probably about here. So I can try and show you guys exactly what I'm doing. So let's change the cams. I think I've got to go to the Pro. Yeah. No, wrong one. I'll go to the E. Okay. Oh, no, actually, thinking on it. Maybe it's better with that one. Yes. Got the back end. Yeah, because I can actually work this way round and not be in the way of the camera. So, this is the universal joint system. Universal joint is actually from a Jeep Wrangler, the big one. Not the Wrangler. Oh, what is it? Jeep Cherokee, the big Cherokee Jeep, and that. But that is my universal joint. So I don't think that's going to break in any way whatsoever. There's an arrow that I scribe that states it's got to be at the top and facing forward. So I've got the two holes here. So this will come pre-assembled, but it's loose, so that it can fit on without being too tight. Now, this system is not going to get powered. The customer hasn't yet. He's coming over on 1st of February and he'll be testing on my prototype. So he still hasn't ordered the DOF motion units, so that's to come. So basically I've designed a lock unit that goes on the universal joint and a block at the front, so it'll stay static, but it'll have all the controls, so the handlebars, foot controls, that'll all work. But then all they'll have to do is get the motion unit, and that will simply mount on here, and boom, that's it. But this is an assembly just for the frame right now, not worrying about power or anything like that. So I'm obviously black, not good, but I'll try and keep myself out of the way as much as possible. So I think I'll grab foot controls, then there, and that way bring the cam in closer so you can see. I'm going to get it behind white. Okay, so now I need 4 bolts and 4 bars. These are 100 M8 by 110. And then I've got 4 bars like this. Bar goes through like that. You have to do the lower first. Take your hole, push it through. Oh, I didn't clean these ones out and they need cleaning, almost. I managed to get it through, but I might actually have to file those. They haven't been filed yet. Right, so I've got those on. Now, I've got to just put the got to take these nuts and washers off for the upper 2 for later. Get those prepared. Then I take the other 2 and I hang them the other side. Just make sure they're loose, both ends. Yes, that's good. I put the nuts and the washers on, leave them loose. You put the whole assembly on and put the top bar on before you snug anything down. And the next thing, I've got this tool here, this bar, second piece to it, and this basically goes towards the front just to balance the bar out so that while we're assembling it, it doesn't flop around. I'm just going to quickly assemble it out of view, just for my own convenience, because it's simpler. I say this is just for ease of assembly, basically. Right, so that's that done. So we've got that on. We've got our 4 bars hanging down. So we spin them round. Once we put the top bar on, we'll spin them up, put the bolts through, and that way it will lock the universal joint so it can't actually move. So while you're assembling everything, it's done. That is only for when you're not going to have a powered motion unit in it. So you can buy the whole frame and still have it so you can upgrade it, but that is a pain in the arse, and I'll get into that at some other day. But this customer didn't want the power right now. I think by the time he comes and tests my prototype, he will have one. But this is only for the starts. So now, grab the top tube. Remember, I showed you this tube before. This is the back end of the top tube. There's 2 parts to it. But first of all, you take this part. You basically step this back. And so I've got this part here. Open it up a bit. So I hope it balances. I should actually have it the other way around. Forgot that. I need to loosen that up. That sits there like that. Now I've got my 2 holes here. These 2. It's hard to show. Line those up in there. Make sure that sits in there nicely. And I take one of these, swing this round and wiggle it through. Now I've got to find the hole in this one. I might have to slacken those off a bit more. I think I've got this. Got my universal joint. Cockeyed. Come on. That one's tight. Right, I've got a tight bolt, that's why. Slacken that off a bit more. See, that was a bit too tight. That was all that was. That kind of shows the way it is. I just had that a bit too tight. This one's one of those that might need filing. I thought these were okay. They obviously were not. There you go. It's just where the powder coat was and it hasn't been used once. But now it's been used, it goes through. Right. But I've got to back those off. Now the ones on the other side, I've got to now get this lined up. And I can see I need to loosen this a bit. Because this needs to come over just a bit. For some reason she's high on that side and I'm not sure why. I remember this is the first time I've done this live. I've got a feeling the powder coating is just making it a bit too tight. So I'm going to have to file these out. But that's all right. It was just pure and simply too much powder coating on there. Right. That's not a problem. You popped out. Right, this is weird. I need to get it so that goes down just a little bit more. But I can't put pressure on it. Yeah, I can. Right, so I am going to have to file that a bit out. But it goes in. Just going to have to take that powder coating off a little bit, but that's all right because at least it means it's tight. Right, so get my washers. See, this is the first time I've assembled it with the powder coating. I thought those were going to be okay because I tested them for the bolts and such, but when you assemble the whole thing as a package, it just needed a little bit more. Now I haven't tightened the 8 bolts that hold the universal joint to these brackets, that's these. Oh, I'm getting a bloody hole. It's important you put the universal joint on the correct way because the grease nipple is that way. I doubt, I pre-greased them, I doubt in their life they will ever need to be greased. Like I said, they're for a Jeep Wrangler, so I can't see them ever needing to be greased at all. But that's life. Right. And it's like just coming up with how to mount it and getting it in the right place was the real thing. Getting the universal joint to where the motor is in the right place. So I've got 2 more bolts to do. You've obviously been just looking at my hands. Oh, it's looking so good where it's in the black. So now I've got to switch cams again. I need to go from that one, so that's the Pro, I need to go to that E. So you can see now, oh no, wrong one. Now you can see the basics where you've got universal joint and part of the top tube. So now what I need to do is mount the front of the top bar. But only after I've actually found a lighter. I think I put my heating up too high. It's getting hot. So now, I forgot about that. Should have thought about it before I put my bum in front of the camera. I need 2 more 10s by 50mm. And I'm going to need what do I do with the neck? Oh, there it is. Right, so now we have the neck, which will mount on here. So let me take the bolts off. Trying not to get in the way of the camera. I hope the bloody video's okay and that is people are able to understand my ramblings. Right, so I'll put those there quickly. So that simply slides on here. And our 2 holes. Once again, we're lucky, after powder coating it does go together nicely. But the one thing is, I want all of my bolts I always do it so if I've got like Allen bolts, all the heads are one side and all of the nuts are the other for every bolt. I can't undo it like that. She's a little bit tight just because of the powder coating, but I'm not going to file it out. That eventually, after a couple of times, it'll be nice, not a problem. And I like it to be as tight as possible, so I'm not really going to complain. Assemble it a couple of times together and that'll be nice and free. Before it's powder coated, everything's checked, and it is. It's absolutely free as hell because you need to have that space for the powder coating. But you can't really. Powder is an art, but it could be because it's a micron. Basically, the powder coating is. Or is it 10 microns? I think it's, yeah, it's 10 microns, so the thickness of a piece of paper basically. So the powder coat is 10 microns, but because you've got a hole, you'll get a slight build up around the hole, so it might actually be 15 microns. That causes a problem. But yeah, whatever. So we got that on. Now we're basically at the point where you can say, yeah, that is your basic frame. Now all we've got to do is like foot controls, stuff like that. So let me turn this cam off. So now you can see your basic frame there. Drag my camera back. Yeah, flying to the sky, you stupid camera. So there you've got your basic frame. I can't pull it back too much more. so you can basically see. Get the cam out of the way as well. So that's your base frame unit. Unfortunately my computer desk is literally stopping this rear leg from moving back any further. So yes, that's a bit of a problem. I don't know, yeah, I should be able to. So I can put it over. Yeah. So you can basically see the spread of it. The legs are what is it? 930 millimetre, so it's just under a metre wide. This thing won't fall over. It obviously ranges in length. Right now, fully extended, it is, tape measure is going to be a pain. We'll get a rough. I don't have my glasses. What is that? 1, 2, 3. About 1,500. So 1.5 meters long. So nearly a metre wide, 1.5 long. Right, so. Right, we need to get some other stuff on it, don't we? You need to see where you're going to put your feet. Oh, right, give me a second. Grab these. Now, last night when I got back from powder coating, the worst thing I had was finding the top motor arm bar and the foot control bar, which is this one here, which is going to come here. They wouldn't fit on the bar because the powder coating had made it so it was so bad, or rather it was just too thick, and although I planned for it and I'd made it, there was a bit of a gap there when I welded. It wasn't quite enough. So yeah, it's fun and games. But it's not a problem, it's just a little bit extra work. So for that, I am going to need, I use the 60s I think. I do with that bloody tape measure. It should be 60. Haven't got my brillies on. Right, no, they're 50. No, okay. Oh yeah, of course they're going to be 50. Yeah, numb nuts. No, don't go under the table. Oh, I hate it when I drop a washer and it goes under this table. Right, so these are M8 by 50 millimetre, and they're used for all the mounts to do with the motor and for the foot controls. So foot controls are here. We can bring this one in, bring it up so you can see. I need like voice command where well, I've actually got voice, what is it called? I've got voice, it's some voice control where I can control the whole of my computer just using my voice. It's really good actually, but yeah, I don't, because I got really out of order. I started giving it commands that you don't want to hear.
I used my typical sense of humour so that the computer would understand me if I was just talking normally, which is not for public ears really. Right, so it worked yesterday. I haven't tried it upside down, so this could be fun. Right, first one's in, that's one. So I got a plus there. Only got another one to go. Anyhow, yay! So that did work. That was actually about 45 minutes work filing it, because I don't want to take too much. I want it to have the clearance, but I want it to be as tight as possible. It's really important that the fit is almost like getting gnat's hair through it, or whatever you can call it. But yeah. So now, simply put all the nuts. Like I say, this is the first part of the video. I don't know how far I'm going to go today. I might put the body on. I'm really not going to play around with the lower fairing, because I'm trying to decide right now if I'm going to remove the Dutz fasteners, so the professional race bike fasteners, because the left hand side of the lower fairing is a pain to fit. It might be because it's brand new, but it's been naffing me off, and I'm not one to be naffed off, so I need to scoot this over a bit so I can actually walk. I need me 13 and you again. Burn baby burn, Holy Ghost fire. Right. Baby sing, get by. This I want to make sure is tight, because it's the first time I've had a chance to really bolt it on and put any pressure on it. So this is basically also the first test for certain parts of the system. I love it. Oh, I love it. Seen it in black. Oh, most people don't get it, but steel for me is sexy. When I was in the factory yesterday for DDS Steel, this is all Land Rover powder coating. This stuff is tough, because DDS Steel makes all the Land Rover, whole chassis, bodywork panels, everything for the Land Rover, and absolutely amazing. The company's brilliant. I mean, I went down yesterday, within 2.5 hours, I've got powder coated parts. Can't complain at that. Brilliant. So now, I've got to do the front bar. So when it's got motors on it, but also because the fairings have to be confirmed, really mounted, we've got these holes here which will take the top motor bar, which then there's 2 arms that go down and mount to the motors, and this is the motor mount here. So that's why you've got to have that bar, but you've got to have it whether you're having a static system, which is what this is being made as right now. But if you want to upgrade to motion, you'll already have that top unit, so you don't have to get it. lighter. These damn joggers, straps broken, and I keep falling down as they are, but with tools in my pockets, it's even worse. So, front bar is what we need next. Alright. So, this is our front bar. You got outer hole is for the arm that comes from the motors. Inner hole is for the dampers either side. Then you got one here which is for the bracket that goes to the top of the fairing sides. And I've done it like that so it can be, I make different mounts for different fairings. But it means I can use the same top bar for every single system. I'm trying to make it as universal as possible, but it's very hard when I've really only got my CBR Bodywork. Luckily now I've got the data for the Yamaha, so I need it now for the Ducati and the BMW and, you know, whatever I can get. But there's only certain kits that I can use. Right, so now I need another 3 bolts. Oh, that's that bolt tray empty. Bloody hell. So, once again, I've got to... I forgot the spanner in it. Oh, this is no good. Can't run out of Jack Daniels making a video. Ah, blasphemy. So I'm going to take these nuts off. You're very lucky that I actually managed to make this makeshift wall with white. Otherwise, goodness knows how this would have looked, because everything is black. No, that's not because it's dirty, it's because I just like black. I like black and red. Right, so, once again, same procedure. Bring it in from underneath, move it up. Now, my system actually has holes so it's adjustable, but in testing I've found out, yeah, see that one might need drilling as well. These are a bit tight. I hadn't tested this, did I? No, it doesn't matter, we'll figure it. Have I got it the right way round? Yeah, I have. Right, that one went through. Yeah, I just got to wiggle it a bit. I think I'm going to have a problem with that centre one. I am not going to force it. It worked yesterday, what the fuck? Oh, I bet you I tried it the wrong way round. Oh yeah, I can see. Right, I'm not going to worry about it. You got the idea. This is, like I said, fresh out of powder coating, so I have not had the chance to really do anything. It's the first time I've assembled it. And I did kind of rush it yesterday when I was like, I got home and I'm like, oh, I've got to do this, got to do that. That's obviously one hole I did miss. Ah, slap my wrist. I'm not going to bloody cry about it, I know that much. but you get the idea. There would be a third bloody bolt in there. And that's good because I've got it like that now, so I can, when I'm not filming, I can come out, I can file that down and get it so it's just perfect, which is what I want. I don't want it sloppy. So if those are going through now with that powder coating like that, once they've gone through a couple of times, that would be nice. So I want it as tight as possible, and that is not a problem for me. But so we've now got our motor bar, where we'd have our motors normally down here. As you can see on, look at mine, so you've got the motors. You can see the motor arm. We come around. That's this arm here, that's what we just mounted. And then you've got this here is the arm that's going down to the motors at the front. And then you've got your second one is the damper. So that's what that bar's used for. As you can see, this is where I've got, on mine, I actually welded it before I come up with the idea of, don't be an idiot, Alan, drill a hole, don't weld it, because I can only use this on my CBR, so I'm probably going to end up having to cut that off, drill a hole. It will still work for other bodyworks, but this is my personal baby and my prototype. I've had this body since 2015, so yeah, go figure, she's my baby. Anyhow, right, that's that. So let's get the camera out of the way so you can now catch up and see where we're at before we start putting the body mount parts on there, so you can actually see how you mount the bodies. So that's us at the moment. And this is where I am going to run to the kitchen. Believe me, I will be very, very quick. It's like 9 foot away from where I'm sitting right now. Oh yeah, but I do have to walk to the front of the room to get the bloody glass. So let's make that 20 foot right now, something like that. Okay, so please wait, people. And if I'm making this video, I'm actually nervous as hell on this one. As you saw on that last mounting with that hole, that's one that I didn't check because I hadn't assembled the system, because it's actually hard to do it. When it's not assembled, it's hard to file it because you're trying to hold it, and I don't want to clamp it in vices and stuff like that. So this is really that first test of the powder coated system where I'm finding out if, yeah, something's a bit tight, needs to be filed, but I also want to show how it is. You know, I want people to know how I build these things and what is involved. So bear with me for about, I reckon, 10-15 seconds. That's 15. That's 50 seconds. Sorry. Ha. That's not bad though, 50 seconds. Come on, give me dues. Right, so now, basically, like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to actually mount the bodies today. Definitely not going to do the lower fairing because I've got that thing. It's also awkward with the space and trying to do it with the camera. But I think I might put the tank and seat unit on at least. Maybe even put the bars on and the footer controls. Yeah, at least I'm going to put the body mount frames together, put them on the system so you get a better idea of a bit more what it looks like. And I think we'll start off with, so I don't actually end up poking myself, I'll start at the front with the front tank now. No, actually, let's start with the fairing. So I need the parts for the fairing. I'm going to grab a box. Alright. So I need this. Not that. This, and where's my single bar? That. Right. Okay. So, I've got to see. Okay. Grub screws are there. Change cam. I think I have to go to Pro. No. Oh, I keep getting it wrong. Right. I am going to grab that cam, stick it down there. Now I've got the right one. Right. Front camera, back camera. Got to try and, it's not easy for me. So now, in order to mount the fairing, I've got this mount area here. These are not capped off like the rest of the system is because they're not seen. There's no need to. Why waste money? Right, so we now have this piece here which slides in. Now there's a certain measurement, I've got it written down, which you'll get, that will tell you for the Yamaha it'll be in a certain place, for the Honda it's in another place. I think actually the Honda, what's mine at? I think mine's out about there for the Honda, for the CBR 1000RR, it's a 2005, and then for the Yamaha you'll come down to about there. Then I've got a 8mm grub screw. That's with a little 4mm Allen key. The 12, so the feet is 12mm nuts, so it's a 19mm spanner. The 10mm are all 17mm wrench. Then I have to put an 8mm in here. The 8mm are all 13mm wrench. And we got this bar here, which, did I notch it? I thought I notched it. No, there's an actual measurement, but it's only about, I suppose you'd say 8mm, something like that. So this is just preliminary, putting it together. And then we have our main crossbar that actually mounts to the fairing, so this would be on the inside of the fairing at the front. There's a bloody bolt for that one. There's that one, isn't it? No. Short little bugger. I think that's all the fairing stuff. It's like a 45 mil. No, that's too long. Or maybe it was the one that I used because I didn't have shorter. Might have been. But that would normally sit about there. This stuff we don't really need to tighten up, I suppose. I've lost some spanners. What do I do with the bastards? Oh. No, that's something under there. Right, that's that. I need a 13. No, just so they don't wobble about. Mofo. So we don't wobble about. So that'd be the front fairing mount. So that's how the fairing literally gets mounted on there. We got on the ends of each bar, we'd have one going to the top fairing. Like I said, I'm not putting the fairing on yet, but that's why those have to be there no matter what. Whether you've got a motion system, i.e. paid for the power unit or not, you have to have that bar that supports the fairing at the top. The foot controls, there's bars from that that then go to the bottom and the back of the lower fairing. So now we need the tank mount, front tank mount. That's in my box here. So, and what I do is I'll show you. There are, okay, so this bracket here is only used on my Honda at the moment. I might actually get rid of this mount, not sure. But for now, for the Yamaha, this is the front tank mount. You can see there's a notch either side. It looks like it's bare metal, it's not. It's actually just the light shining on it. But there's a notch. And where you've got the hole on the bracket, you line the whole of the bracket up with that. And click that in. You see, all brackets for the bodywork can be moved backwards and forwards. So if you change your bodywork, you'll be able to actually have something different. So in order to bolt that down, I need a M6 by 60 Allen, which I'm going to do from the other side because the final look is going to be definitely from that side. Oh, she is tight. Oh, but that's how I like it. Oh, I'm happy with that. On these I use a flange nut, not a nylock. Because it's possible you get someone that just needs to move a little bit, it's just a little bit easier. seeing everything on a big screen, y'all. Got nothing on that. I said, Right, rear tank mount. So this is a rear tank mount. Tank mounts in 3 places. You've got one end, other end, and this part here. Let me turn that bloody light down a bit. I think I'm going to turn it off. I don't really think about that. Oh, bloody hell, that's better. I thought it would actually help. Right, so the tank actually rests on there. So when people get on it, they put pressure on the tank. They actually end up putting their hand on top of this, so it stops the tank from basically getting buggered up. Once again, we've got a notch. I can't get my cam there quite as much, but there's a notch just there, so you can see where this is going. That's as far as this cam will actually go, because that one's connected actually to the computer, and therefore the cables run out of length. Right, I need another 6x60. Something shake could take really on me. I've been everywhere, seen everything. I can't be your. Say what I mean. Say what I mean. You see, I tested each of these yesterday, and they were fine, but actually putting all the parts together, it's just slightly tighter. But it's surprisingly very happy with it. Now don't tighten these up, because which I did at the front, being a donut, because you only do that once you've got everything fitted together. So you want your seat and your tank are on separate ways of moving. Oh, that is tight, but I like that. See that before I got powder coated, all these brackets would just slide with using my little finger to push them along backwards and forwards. But with the powder coating, they're now tight. But that's how you want it. I don't want it sloppy. I don't want, it to end up after years of use that it's flopping around and it's useless, because that's not how it should be. It should be able to last, which is why I like this Land Rover powder coating, because if it lasts on a bloody Land Rover, believe me, it's going to last on this. I love DDS, they are brilliant. And everyone that works there, such nice people. I actually moved from London to the Coventry area purely for them. So I could actually be here, so I could actually go down and talk to them. It's like, I like that personal side to it. Right, now we need to get the seat bit. Oh, we're almost getting there with parts. Okay, so this is the seat unit. I've actually got to stand here or I'll be too close. That's where your seat and tailpiece now go on. So now I need to switch to the other camera, because that front one cannot cover this. So we're going to stick that out the bloody way. Enough off over there. I wish someone would make like nuts that look the same as Allen heads. So it just looks so nice. Even when it's nylox that I use, it just doesn't look as pretty. Right. So now you're starting to get a bit more of an idea. So I'm actually going to turn on the rear one. So we need to now come down a bit. Don't want that light blinding you. That light needs to be the other side of the room, that's the problem. Right, so this now, we got, instead of one hole, we got two holes. This has also got a notch here, and that needs to line up with the front of this. But then this does have a notch here that the rear bolt hole will line up with. Yeah, this could be a fun one to fit. That is tight. I can see it's going to take a couple of fits to get it to slacken off. But that's exactly where I want it. So, singing out the blues, Mississippi, 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 going down Mississippi, pain and misery. I got pain and dropping stuff on the floor. Here we are. Oh, that's where I knocked my bloody ashtray. Right. Well, one side's gone uneasy, but yeah, powder coating's gonna have to come out. Wobble it. It's sticking out, but it's tight. But that's alright. Like I said, for its first fitment after powder coating, I am a very, very happy bunny. That's one of these, isn't it? Once you get started, you'll be good. So you do it one or two times. The winding it through, the threads are actually taking out the powder coating. But what that actually does is keep it as tight as it bloody can be. Like I said, I like my stuff tight. Your ass is hanging off of this. And when this thing's actually turned up to full power, I have nearly got thrown off. I literally ended up, my foot came off the peg and I nearly came off. I only just managed to catch myself. So it's not like, yeah, it's a toy. Not like sitting in the car system where, you know, you're harnessed in and you're not up in the air. Plus you're actually, because you get invoked because of the design of the handlebars, you're getting votes. You want to lean off the fucker. Oh, I swore. I said I would not swear. Oh, I tightened that down. I shouldn't have. I forgot. I still got to fit it all. Bloody habit. But the mark on the top of that, on the rear, that is basically telling you, do not go further. Because what you'll do, you'll put the centre of gravity out of place. That is basically where the last limit of the ass needs to be. So, yeah, it's a warning mark as well. Right, let's get that out of the way. Turn that off. Swivel the cam as well. Right, can I get my table back a bit more? And my couch. Right, so I can possibly. That is the max I can come. Almost got it on the white. Almost. I'm not going to complain at that. So that is, yeah, that bit in the centre for the tank really looks out of place. But once you put the tank on it, you'll understand it. I suppose the problem is as well with this system, the customers can be using it with the general public, and my actual sit-on bars, I'm a bit dubious for public use. They look so much better and feel better and they're dual axis, but I have to really consider people's safety. And out of all respect to everyone, safety comes first. I mean, this system cannot break. I've put so much into testing. Yeah, I have wasted a lot of metal. I have wasted a lot of shit testing because I want it to be right. And as simple as this looks, you would not understand how bloody strong it is. So I got cigarette ash on parts of it. I'm like, oh no! Oh, I love it. It's the first time I've seen it in black. And I don't really have enough space in my room to do a real. I want to do a photo shoot, you know, but I just don't have the space. So if anyone near Coventry has got a nice big room that's white that I can do a photo shoot in, please let me know. Because it's also, I've got Igor from DOF saying, oh, he wants to, you know, say yeah, let people know. And I need professional photographs to do that. I can't do it in this space. I don't have it. I don't have money for it. So, we're this far. Right. So, do I put bars on? And then the third, well, I think I can move this table. That'll help. Right, so let's move this. Right, that is for that. So I can take that. That's that last one, isn't it? Right. So we don't need this no more. Right, tools in here. tools, that and that. Oh, I forgot. Yes, right, I need a grub screw for that. I forgot that one. That's the front mount. Ah, what an idiot. That's also an 8mm grub screw. That is actually notched. Make sure I got the notch. Right, that should basically be it. Yeah. Now you can see that's actually the front tank mount. I totally forgot it. Very sorry. Right. We be getting there. I can actually do this in half an hour and less. But when I'm showing how to do it and I'm yakking, I'm talking about other things, makes it very different. So I can put it over. Should be able to get it. That's as far as it will go. And that's literally right, the whole system there, because you can actually see here, you can see the bolt, or rather over there and there. So that is actually the whole system there, except the DOF is hiding the part of that leg. So that is basically your system before you start putting bodywork on and the controls. I hope this has not bored people too much. I hope it gives people an idea of what's gone into the system. Like I said, making it simple is the hard thing. But if you understood what it actually takes to make it, you'd be surprised. Because you've got to remember, it's not like just building one for yourself. It's got to be perfect every single time. And that's why I'm learning now, where I made a mistake with a couple of those holes. And in reality, I've got one hole that I've not been able to use. And that's it. So, and I have not assembled it. This is the first time since powder coating it's been assembled. And it's purely one hole I need to clean out a bit more and didn't realise. So I tell you what, I am not complaining, because that is all the powder coating now. That's what I walked out of the factory with. I love it. You see, if you can see it from me, I don't know if you can. Let me have a go. So rear cam. Right. So I can show you it a bit in different angles. Yeah, even do an angled shot. Yeah, you got to do that cool stuff. He goes in and out. You see, it's not just flat steel. It's not just simple, but it's getting it so it's adaptable, and this is where a lot of people are not realising. I have to make my systems fit any bodywork, and that's any race bodywork, but only if they've got a dummy tank and the seat and tail unit is a one-piece unit that it doesn't have a special frame for the seat. It's hard to explain. It's just got to be one piece, basically. You can't have like a three-piece tail unit or something like that. It's got to be a one-piece tail unit. It's like if you look at my Honda, that's a totally one-piece tail unit, and it's just got foam on it. That's what you've got to have for these systems, and the gas tank has to be a gas tank cover, which you get on a lot of bikes. And so even though the Yamaha in real life has a split tank, so it's got a tank and then the air filter dummy part of it, you can get for racing, for SBK and World Superbike and that, you can get a cover which is one piece and covers the whole tank. That's what I have to use. Same for Ducati, some of the Suzuki's, Aprilia. There's only certain makes I can do. But my frame has to be able to be adaptable to every single one, and that's where it gets hard. Each of those three units there for the seat and the tank, each bike is different, and that's what makes it complicated for me. So, you know, it's not as straightforward as everyone thinks. But that's where we are so far. So now, do I do the tank? I think I've got to at least fit the tank and seat. I think I'll stay on this cam and possibly zoom it in for the tank mounting. Yeah, I think I'm going to try and zoom it in. I'm on my Brio. Let's see if we can zoom in. I need to move the camera a bit. No, the other way, you stupid program. Right. I reckon that will do. Seat and tank unit. I think I can go fast a bit more, because that's all we need. Right, yeah. Tank and seat. Oh, my feet are bloody killing me, I tell you that much. Right, somehow this bloody camera, it's got wrapped around the bloody legs, that's why. Right, enough off over there, you. Thing is, it took me hours to sort out this room to try and do anything. And then tomorrow I've got to do it all again to undo it. Or do I? No, I can't, because I've still got to make the next videos. Right. Still got that table there, so I'm going to grab the tank. Talking about love and hooking it up. They say, see what they do. Not touch you, not know you to hear what they say. Right. So as you can see, she's hollow. And the problem with that is it can flex if you lean on it. Because normally it'd be sitting on top of the tank. I should be this way, shouldn't I? So that is the beautiful tank. Now obviously this is how I get them. Don't get them with a cat. That's just to fill a hole. But these are non-painted, but they're black gel and they've got Kevlar for supports in mounting points. I so want a full painted one. But yeah, you're looking at money, aren't you? So my nuts and bolts for this are over there. So I'm going to put this down. I'm going to do this slowly because it's bodywork. I do not want to scratch it. And I need the right box. Right. That's 10 on that. Now I find this one has a short one with a so the front tank mount is a M6 by 16. Keep forgetting the camera is actually behind my Honda. And I use just a lock nut. So should be all right. Put that there. So where you've got your front mount here is where this bolt goes through. Slip it on there and then make sure that goes down and then just put it on so it's loose so you can actually move the tanks. You're going to want to be able to do so because what actually happens is the tank cover has to be wider than the real tank on a Yamaha, so that when you put it on it'll pass over it, but then when you tighten down the bolts it pulls it in and then that will conform to the shape of the tail unit because the tail unit's got a different shape, but in order to get it on it has to be wider and then it has to literally be pulled in to the right shape. Pain in the bum, but so, once again, for that, I pulled my pants up, use 2 M6 by 60 with a small washer because the mounting hole on the tank only has a certain dimple to take the small washer, not a big one. But on the inside, so you put that in, it goes into the tank, and then behind you put this, which is dimpled. That goes on like that, and then you have to screw it into the crossbar that's going there. You would understand if you could see it. I can't really show it on camera. Rather I can. This part here, can't really see it. I'll do a proper one. I'll figure something to do the proper video of the body mounting, but that's where we're going with that. So that's going to have to go in there. So first, no big washer, through the tank, put it on, and you'll actually feel where the crossbar is and the threads. Take your time, do not cross thread it, for Christ's sakes. I've got to actually get in the way because I'm right-handed, therefore I've got to stand in a certain way to actually do things. So once I've got that started, quite a few threads, I don't do it all the way in. You only want to do it like 10 threads, something like that. Then you'll do the same for the other side. A lot of it is you kind of work blind. I mean, I can't stand that side because I need the camera to be able to pick this up. You really want to take your time and make sure you don't cross thread it because it can be easily done. Like right now I can't find the hole because I really want to be that side, but there's not enough space. Oh, come on baby. I know this has got no powder coat in it. Oh, I'm not happy with that at the moment. Why is it playing around? Come on. There you go. It's just getting it in the right bloody place. But it is a case of patience with these two. Because they're basically fighting against each other, and because you do actually have to pull the tank in. So you leave them loose. Once you've got both of them in and you've done about 20 turns on them, then you can start really screwing them in. But all you want to do is really bring them so the screw itself is just against the skin of the tank. You're not going to want to go more. You're just going to look. And you look down and you can see, yeah, it's just touching where the hole in the tank is. Just touching. Same on the other side. And then once you've got the seat on, you'll be able to tighten each side and it'll pull the sides of the tank in so it matches the seat, because the seat is inside of where the lips of the tank are. I will try and make a video of that, but that is something that's going to be quite hard to do because I really would need a cameraman. But at least now we've got the tank on, so now we need a seat unit. Otherwise we're going to bloody well have a piece of metal up our bum. So I think I'm going to actually have to push it that way, nearly knock the other camera off. Otherwise the tailpiece won't be in the picture. I'm not going to do the underneath of the tailpiece because I need space for that, and it's easy. Well, actually no, I might be able to do so. Yeah, I should be able to do so. I can work blind, so Yeah, possibly. Right, let's see if we can get that tailpiece on. Right, where's that? That's way back here. Hello, baby. Oh, I love this tailpiece. This is such a sexy tailpiece. I need a cloth though. Although it's still going to get marks from my hands today, it's like I try and just wipe off dust and everything from where I've been sitting around, because I don't like it, even though it's just a black gel. But that's the seat unit. Let me try and do it from the other way so you've got the light on it. No, where have I got to go? Oh, I've got to come back, that's it. I'm trying to figure out where the camera is. So, I love them. And like I said, this is genuine racing kit. It's not toy shit. That's the point. Where the bloody hell are those washers? I'm missing some. Oh yeah, they're on the table over here. Right. So the thing on this is, I can't really show it, but each hole has an insert, and then on top of the insert, the front three get these big washers, and then the rear two get the smaller ones, and they just rest on top of the frame. It's basically a spacer, so that where it's an insert, so that you don't have to have a nut and bolt, you can just simply put an Allen bolt through, and you don't have to reach under to find a nut. So those sit up to take that space and give a bigger surface area of contact. So that's those. And then what you've got is, you've got M6 by 20 for the first 3 bolts, and then M6 by 16 for the last 2, the very last at the back. I'll show you when I actually do it. I have not done this in public and not practiced. Right, I don't want to scratch her. So let's put her over. And just simply look down the holes. See where it's going to line up. Now, I did actually want to widen the holes on the seat unit because they're slightly too tight. So this one here, just behind the foam seat, is the middle bolt. That is an M6 by 20 millimeter. I have a tendency, I'll put that in, I'll do like 5 threads. There's still quite a bit of the bolt sticking out, but only put a bit in. Before you get them even close to tightening, put them in very, very loosely, only a couple of threads. So front ones, they're also M6 by 20. You're going to want to use a long Allen key. I prefer one with a ball end on the end. You take it, you kind of have to, you look down, you're lining up the hole, you kind of aim and drop the Allen key in, the Allen bolt in, and then you'll feel, yeah, okay, it needs to go over a bit. You do not want to cross thread these in any way. And that one right now, feel this tank piece here is catching it. So I'm going to make it go in. You've got to really make sure you just, when they screw in, they screw in really, really easy. So I'm not happy with that one. Like I said, I think I've got to take the holes out on this seat unit. Now it's been powder coated, it's shifted everything just a wee bit over from where it should be. But I think this one I can get in. But I've got a feeling it's all over to kind of to the right. That one's going in real nice. It's only that one so far. But that's showing, like I said, so that's 2 bolts so far I've kind of had a problem with. See what this one's like. That one's nice. So I've wound it in, tightened it down, seen if it felt good, wound it back out. So 4 out of 5 have been nice. Rather 3. No, 4th one's nice. Like I said, this is the first time she's been put together after powder coating. Now I got a feeling this one here, I've got to, the hole in the seat in the fiberglass has just got to be taken out a bit. Yeah. So I'm not even going to push that one. Now it's like, I don't want to say, yeah, I've got it in, yeah, it's working. No, bollocks. You need to understand how this works. And that. So that one, what it is in the fiberglass, because it's now been powder coated, everything's moved a little bit, and that one is off by, oh, it's such a small amount, but the bolt can't go in, it can't go in straight, it's just a little bit off. That means it's going to cross thread. Not going to even try and put it in. Not worth it. So, you know, ain't going to really matter. I've got 4 of the bolts fitted. I know my system, and I know that the pressure the seat unit is putting on is in exactly the right place. So it's not going to be a problem. And I can sit on this, ain't going to be a bloody problem at all. So I can tighten the rest of them down, leave that one loose, and then tomorrow I'll pull the tailpiece and plain and simply widen that hole out in the body. And it's, but I did say before I was going to do it, I was actually going to do all the holes. But now I actually know that particular one, so I don't like marks on my stuff. It's like these seats are so beautiful. Right, so now I can pull my seat in. But what we still got to do is join the tank and the seat unit together, because that is just about right. So as I tighten these in, it makes the centre of the tank kind of balloons out and it meets the seat unit. It's kind of a, actually watching it is kind of cool. Right. But what I've got to remember is I have to tighten the bloody bolts up underneath. Get some time. 10 mil. We need a 10 mil. Some time. Right, first one. This is I can't get to it because I'm a bit. Right, I'm going to have to push it that way. Right. Right, tighten that up. Come on. If you remember that bar that was under there, it meets the skin underneath exactly there. And that. So I can press on there, and although this is this flimsy stuff, it won't go anywhere because that is stopping it. Simple, but it works. This is what I like in life. Simple, but it works. Right, so next one. This one's a little bit more of a thing of getting on the ground. Right. Obviously what you could do is you could just take the tank off and then tighten it down, but basically if you use the marks I've put on the frame, those are only for the Yamaha though. That's one thing you've got to remember. So I've also got to figure something for if it's Ducati, the mark would actually be on the bodywork frames and not on this frame itself. I haven't tried this before. Right, okay, now I've found the knack to do it. Right, 2 more to do. I mean, that is as solid as fuck, as you'll see when I just jump on it. Right, got 2 more to do. Mississippi. And yes, I do have Larkin Poe still playing. They've obviously looped, but I don't care because I can listen to them forever. It's music for the soul. Now, one thing you'll notice, the tail end is not sharp. Reason for that, it's going to be used in public in Malaysia. You need to think about it. The system has to be usable by many people, and yeah, you want it real, but people have got to be able to actually get on it. so stupid, but that is the realism of life. I might have to put the bars on because, and the pegs. Oh, I do love this seat. Mind you, I tell you what, the BMW, so the Hs3 is the best one I had because it's really like curved, and whereas these catch you just a bit there. Yeah, tailpiece as well though, which I think it's also, that'll be alright. I know a lot of the customers, and a lot of them are young, small, so that's where I just ended it, made it a bit easier. So do I put the fairing on? Oh, that means I've got to take that bracket off, put it on the fairing. I can't shove this back anymore. Well, I can a bit. I don't think I can put the table. I can't put my fairing on that table though, I don't think. No, I can't. I might have to end it there. Mind you, maybe I can throw the bars on. Alright, let's see if we can throw the bars on. I think these are for the bars. Are these for the bars? These might be for the bars. Now it's not actually having the full, what I call my track day bars. These are adapted, so custom made. Like a desktop system. I haven't tried to even fit these either. I didn't know these were the right bulbs. Yeah, they might need to be done too. Where's me? So that's two. Let's see. Right. I think those are the wrong ones. That's the wrong fucking bolt, isn't it? Right. One group. Right, leave the other one. Ba 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 bow. Bow da 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 da. Mission, and I don't want to be right. Okay, those two actually went through okay. Telephone, it's 13. You know I can't resist. Oh, that spell over me. That spell over me. That spell, that spell. mammy likey. Even though that seat's not up so high, that's actually okay. I think that'll really help out in public. Especially with people with lower legs, because a lot of the Malaysians, they're not so long-legged. So I think that'll be good. That might sound wrong, but I really thought about it long and good. If you look at my Honda, the way that tailpiece is, I'm not that tall, and I'm not that short, but it's a bit of a thing to get your leg over it. And I think the most important thing in public is that it's usable. I know it looks off in a way, but I'm actually happy with it for its usability. Oh, I think I deserve a cigarette right now. Oh, dang. So, I'd bring that cam out. I need to bring the cam out just a bit, did I? Now you got a bit more of a view. Right, it's only 4 bolts for the foot controls, so I'll slam those on as well. I'm not going to worry about showing how the foot controls and handlebars and that go on, because I'll be doing a whole video on just the controllers, which will include mounting, setup, adjustment, everything like that. How long has this been going now? Oh, bloody hell, have I been going 2 hours? Jeepers. I thought I was going to be finished about 7. Oh well. Whatever. Main thing is, as people know me, I do not rush what I do. I don't believe in rushing. Now, I really would like to put the fairing on, but that would mean that I literally have to go into the kitchen, because I've got it on the welding table in the kitchen. Yes. I don't have a kitchen table, I've got a welding table in the kitchen, but I don't have a kitchen table in the kitchen. And I've got that sitting on there. And I need to take the mount off of the frame to put it on the fairing before I can put the fairing on the frame. You can't mount the fairing to that mount. You've got to put the mount on the fairing first. So I don't really want to disappear for 5 minutes and do that. I want to do a riding video with it, even though it's not got the motion. So I will be doing one of those. So I think what I'll do is I'll put the foot controls on, and then I'm going to leave it there. Yeah, and then what I'll do is tomorrow I'll put the fairing mount on the fairing. And then tomorrow I can do a video mounting the fairing, doing all the small things about how to mount the fairing, how to do the lower fairing, because that will take quite a bit and I've got to figure out space. So yeah, that would be the best idea. And then I can do it where I use it to ride. without motion, but that's besides the point. The point is it can be used static or upgraded to motion, but I'm seriously considering not allowing to upgrade, because with the powder coating it makes it a problem to make a bracket. It would mean I'd have to make a bracket beforehand. That's additional work that I can't really charge for, but needs to be done. So I've got to think about it. But either way, we'll be using the system hopefully tomorrow or the next day. It depends what happens tomorrow. I might have someone knock on the door and take up my day. I don't know. That rarely happens. I wish. I need testers. So if you're around Coventry in the UK, I mean, if you come over to England and you want to knock on the door, you're welcome. Everyone's welcome to come and test. So I guess I'm going to have to get the foot controls. Right, let's grab those. I'm going to stick them over here for now. Well, I actually figure this out. What am I doing? Right. They've got their bolts on them. So I just need the tools. What I am going to need no, I'm not going to make those now, or am I? Are they long enough? I think they are. So I might need those brackets. You'll have to excuse me, I'm figuring shit out. Oh, I didn't mean to swear. Oh, damn it. Actually, they even say that on American news, so I think it's okay to say that word and the P word. So, nah, whatever. I did state it's not for kiddies. Right. So, these tools. Right, I need to put tools. I need to put the brackets here. My tools. I'm going to show those, so I'll take them off and put them down. You have to excuse me, I'm trying to figure out, I didn't know what I was going to do for a video, how far I was going to go. I was just going to do the frame, but I think I'm going to do it to make it better for tomorrow. I'll just mount the foot controls today. Burn, baby, burn, Holy Ghost fire. It looks so much better with a black frame. I look at mine now and I'm like, I wish it were black. Oh God, I hope I don't get any bloody racist comments. I'm sick of this woke crap. I'm old school. What is. Right, so I really make sure I do this right with the foot controls, because I have not done them before. I'm actually going to go grab a round file in case I need to do the holes on those, on that foot control frame mount at the back. So this frame here, this one, at the bottom is where the foot controls are going to go. I've got to make sure the bolts are going to go through there. I've had 3 that have been dodgy so far, so I can't complain out of the whole system, as it's the first time gone together after being powder coated. Only 3 have been tight. I've not been able to do 2, so that's not bad. The 3rd one was, yeah, I just had to work a bit. So really I've only had 2 holes that I've not been able to use, but not been a problem. That's just a simple case of tomorrow I've got to file a little bit, boom, that's done. So I really can't complain at that at all. I had expected a lot more, and normally I would have done that before, but I really don't have much time, so I thought, yeah, let's do it in one. Okay. I've got to hunt the right file for that. I'll be back in a minute. Oh yeah, bugger. No, that's too small. That's too big. I want some. I'm going to grab a drink on here. Fuck it. Looking it up. Talking too much. Right. That should bloody do it. I think this will bloody do it. Right. So we might need that. Because I can't just put one bolt through on those. Right, what else do we need from that? That should be it. Rightio. So, first one, let's do the brake first. So, this is the hydraulic brake unit. This hydraulic, fucking cable shit. We don't allow game pads here, mate. Like I said, because I'd need a camera this side to show me how to put this in, how you could put it in, I have to push the whole thing over. Right now, can't do it, so I got to rearrange my room just to do foot controls. So I'm going to get them on, purely so that I can use them. Because they're also going to be part of the shit. Right, I've got to get the right one. That's the left fairing. Right fairing, okay. Because I need these brackets, they mount behind these that go to the lower fairing behind. So it's all part of each other. Get me thingy and my tools, and hope I don't need to file a hole. Right, those are for the other one. Oh no, yeah, I'll need them both. Dumbass Alan. Right, try and get down. Hope these go through. That one's a bit tight. I actually like it being tight. But like I say, I can use the Allen key and actually wind the Allen bolt through the powder coating, so it's kind of biting into the powder coating. I'm working in no space here, so get off of me. Right. So the lower bolt is the one where the bracket for the rear of the lower fairing bolts to, which means basically the fairing is only mounted in 1, 2, 3, 5 points, so it's very simple to actually fit. Right, I've got to get this at the right angle. So now I'll put my bracket on. I'm going to tighten it up for now, but when I put the lower fairing on, I'll slacken it off so I can get it into the right position. Well, I'll leave it where it basically will be. I'll be about there, so yeah. That's that got fitted. Okay, nice. I didn't think the video would go on this long, but there you go. I'd rather make a video that I do at my own pace. Don't rush it, don't make mistakes, and people actually get a chance to see what I'm doing. Like I say, I'm going to do some more where it concentrates on fitment of the foot controls, fitment of the handlebars, so it's close up so you see exactly what's going on. But to do that, I have to rearrange my room and cameras. So, let's grab the gear shift. Oh, I love my gear shift. So, this is a electromechanical gear shift. There's no buttons in it at all. It's purely metal, but it's electrical. And that I use isolation to give it you feel that click, you feel it go into gear, and therefore it's good. And the thing is, you can't brake because it's not a switch, but it's electric. You wouldn't believe when I first developed it, because I have to have the springs custom made,
And like Asheville Springs, when they told me the cost, because I said I want 2 springs, and they said, right, you want 2 springs. I sent them the design. Per spring, it was 50 quid. 50 quid a spring. And on top of that, there was 50 quid setup. So I paid 150 quid for 2 springs. Now you might be saying to yourselves, what the hell? Oh yeah, I can understand that. But what it boils down to is, each spring, every time they make springs for me, I have a guy go to the machine and he has to put a particular tool only for my springs. And then they make springs. But depending on how many you order, you get a cost. Now, I'm not going to go into how many I've had to buy to get the cost down, but I'm still paying a lot per spring. And yeah, it's kind of hurtful, to say the least. But it's worth it, because it means something no one else has. I kind of like that. So once again, lower bolt, take right side, left side bracket. I'll put it up there, didn't I? You bugger. Of course, I went and put the washer on first. I need to put that on first. I always lose concentration when I'm talking. I'm terrible. Right. So I need to spin that down about there. I was bloody talking, I double nutted the fucking top one. Get on there, you donut. Right. That's about right. You have to adjust the foot controls once you're on the system for the first time. You've got to make it that when your foot's, so my foot's got to be sticking out. Now I want to change down, I'm going to bring it in, shift down. And if I want to change up, I'm going to bring it out, bring it under. You want to make sure it's at the right place for each shift. If you've got it under and this is down too far, you'll be upshifting too much. So you change the angle of it so gear lever's in the right place, so you're not double shifting, stuff like that. So once again, got my bracket in. Flies, every bird that flies, every bird that flies, suddenly realize, every bird that flies, every bird that flies. Right, those brackets are, I only put them roughly, not even going to use them. Now this end, that's what goes to the top of the brake transducer, because that's how you're getting your signal. Now what I've done is actually I've done it cockeyed because I'm supposed to come over and do it. You donut, Alan. Right, now it's over. This will come up
and then we'll cable tie it so it goes all the way to the front of the handlebars. Now we're in here. Ooh, that was bad. Pardon me. I'm human. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness me. Right. So for now I'll just use what I can. But basically what you do is you tie it off to what points you can so you can't see as much of the cable as possible. Obviously this will come here and that, but yeah, we got those in without filing, so I was happy about that. I think that's, without doing the fairing, I think I'm at the point. I'm seriously trying to think, is there anything else I need to do? Cabling is really going to naff me off. I hate messy stuff, so I've at least got to because this is going to come over. And this goes up to there, so I'm going to need a short one, but for now I'm just going to use a long one, easier to bloody use. I don't like cable hanging around. I'm sorry you're having a look at my bum. Oh, I feel so bad right now. I am so sorry, people. But when I'm at the point and I know I can pull the cable up, I will do so. So I promise you I shall go down round the other side. I am so sorry. Don't fall out of the pack, you bugger. Right, I'm just gonna literally do it vaguely so it's not flopping around. I don't like that. Can't do it there. I also don't want to actually like catch the cable and damage something. So that'll at least hang it to there. I can't be bothered to get little tie wraps, so I'm just going to use these and say sod it. Whatever. Right. So, yeah, at least it doesn't have bloody cable hanging all over the place. I hate that. I will have cable mount points on the frame, but like I said, this is the preliminary build. So, Dang it. What you gonna do? Child, what you got? Sorry, but Bleach Blonde Bottle Blues by Larkin Poe. What a song. I'm happy. I'm a very happy bunny. I do need to pull that. I think I can pull it back a bit. So I've got just most of the frame there. And get rid of the camera out of it. So you've got the frame there. I need the white to go that way, but I can't get any further. Oh, I don't know if I can get the couch back that far. Move my table. Oh, I'm really pushing it. That's it, I'm against it. I'm trying to get the system on the white. That's the best I can do today, I think. I'm not going to complain. I mean, yeah, it's taken me 3 hours, but I've been messing about. I could do all of that easy in an hour, probably in 45 minutes. But I've been sitting down talking, having a drink, having a smoke, trying to explain stuff. So yeah, no, I know I can do it in 45 minutes because I have. So if you say, because putting the fairing on, you can do in about 15 minutes. So you probably whole build time, including bodywork, is about an hour. That's without the motors, but those, in reality, you'll probably end up an additional half an hour at the most. So probably complete with the bodywork, you're looking at an hour and a half. So I'm pretty proud of myself. It's a strong system. It works. It's all in itself. I mean, yeah, that's the powder coated version. If you go to the prototype, I mean, the only thing that's really different on that is it's got a frame just here with these two motors that carries an electronics box, but it's all inside. There's no big thing surrounding it, no platform, no this, that, everything else. She is herself, completely combined. And I have actually come up with a way that you can get the whole system through a single doorway. Yeah, you have to remove the lower legs, but I've got a way to actually do it so it's easy. So, nah. Well, thank you for watching, and yeah, I shall leave you with basically this. Tomorrow we'll put the fairing on, and I'll make the decision about the lower fairing, how I mount it to the upper fairing. The fast race connectors are not so fast and finicky, so I've got to decide on that. But we'll fit the fairing and take it for a test ride. So I hope to see people tomorrow. I hope I make the video tomorrow. I'm hoping nothing gets in the way. So thank you for watching, and have a wonderful evening or morning or whatever, wherever you are. Thank you very much for watching. Have yourself a good time. Bye bye.